best-of-7 American League Championship Series. Both wins coming in the den of inequity, the pit of cheaters, the dungeon of doom, as Texas goes across their state and gets those wins. Nathan Eovaldi, 6 more solid innings of pitching for Texas, and he gets the win for Bruce Bochy's squad. A gaggle of relievers came in, but the Texas baseball team improving to 7-0 in the postseason. Not exactly the 1927 Yankees, but hey, the 1927 Yankees did not win 7 postseason games. So, 6-0 on the road, very impressive. Nevertheless, the better story is in the losing locker room. So that is where we go, talking about losers. So, as we discussed, the question, who gets to wear the Astros blame and shame bell for their latest blunder in the baseball postseason? So I've got Billiards Hall, Orkin Man, and Bed and Breakfast. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a nice tropical vacation. 2 more losses, and the cheaters will be exterminated from the baseball playoffs. And how sweet will it be? How sweet will it be? Baby. All right, so number one. All right. I did. Number one. Yeah, all right. See, I told you there's gremlins, man. The equipment's acting up. Hate when that happens. All right, so there is plenty of shame to go around. And we're in the shame business. We like shaming. We like pointing out the frailties. It's one of the great things about sport. You have clear-cut winners and losers. There's no gray area here. It's pretty obvious. And you start when you're doing the blame and shame bell for the a-holes. You start on the bump, on the hill, right there, bumpity bump, as Framber Valdez went out there and decided, you know what? To be the Duke of Puke. So why don't I go out there? I'll be the Duke of Puke. And he was the Duke of Puke. Now, my opinion, what do you think my opinion is? This guy went out there and he pooped his pants right there on television in the middle of a ballpark, his own ballpark, and it was amazing to watch. Now, I'd seen Valdez in the past have some big playoff performances for the cheaters. He went 2 2/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. Really, they should all be earned runs because it was his throwing error that helped that unearned run score, putting the Astros in the billiards hall. What does that mean? Why were the Astros in the billiards hall? Well, they were behind the 8 ball at the billiards hall there, and we are like McDonald's. We are loving it. We are loving it 100%. Now, while the Rangers find themselves in the driver's seat, up 2-0, with home cooking still to come, yum, 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 love that home cooking. We can also send Jose Altuve. We can send Jose Altuve to the haberdashery, and he can pick up his dunce cap at the haberdashery, the little supposed spark plug. Well, that spark plug malfunctioned. The thingamajig didn't do what it was supposed to do. The series from hell continues for the convicted but unpunished cheater, the disgrace of baseball, who will never set foot in Cooperstown if Cooperstown has any integrity. Jose Altuve will be barred from walking into Cooperstown, New York, to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Went 0 for 5 at the plate. And with Yordan Alvarez playing like a love child of Barry Bonds and Big Papi, Altuve failed to do his job as the leadoff guy. Right? Now, this follows up the base-running blunder, Altuve's boner, from Game 1, where he failed to touch second base, rounding back, with that being the tying run at the plate there, and he failed to do it. Unreal. They had to go to replay. He was thrown out. Now, page 2 here. When you take a couple of steps back and you've got Dusty Baker on one side, Bochy on the other, but we'll focus on Dusty, who took over the cheating job there in Houston. And deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart. Do they have any heart there? I know the Rangers have heart. I know that the a-holes don't, because they're a bunch of cheating scoundrels. The franchise that has employed Altuve and Bregman, and anyone connected with them, anyone who supports them, is dirty. They're dirty, 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 dirty. But how much trouble are the Astros in after losing both games at home in the ALCS to their rival, the Rangers? So on the Maller scale of concern, 1 to 10, with 10 being turn out the lights, the party's over. 7.5. I'm at a 7.5 for the ass. 1,000, 2, 1,000 holes. 7.5. Now, while they are whimpering, while they are blubbering off to the side right now, no overconfidence for sure. The cheaters, here's my problem. They are cockroaches. All right? They're rats. They're rats and cockroaches. That's what's on that team. Rats and cockroaches. You know how hard it is to kill rats and cockroaches? You know how hard it is, right? You need the Orkin man to come in there and kill those buggers. And to catch a pest, you got to think like a pest. I remember seeing the commercial. So most immortal beings, because they're evil, they can be killed. You think maybe garlic, sunshine? You think vampires, garlic, sunshine, something like that. But the most immoral franchise in American sport that has been insulated and propped up, put on a pedestal by the very sport that has encouraged and endorsed what they have done. And so the only way you can look at this is that when their backs are against the wall, the Astros, what are they going to do? They're going to go to what they did in the past. The leaders of that franchise are Altuve and Bregman. They are so dirty, they're toxic. Okay, if they spit on you, you're going to die. That is how much bacteria those two have. And since they have Altuve and Bregman as the leaders of that clubhouse, who's to say that they wouldn't go back to their roots as cheetahs? Why not? Hey, checking for the buzzers. Why not? Watch out for the whistles. Whistle, whistle, whistle. Right? Hey, maybe they'll go back to the buzzers. Pat them down for the buzzers. Why not? You name it. Yeah. Rob Manfred will not punish Houston players. He likes the a-holes. I don't know why. He lives in that New York bubble out there on Long Island and does that whole thing. But Rob Manfred has proven to be a spineless, gutless face of baseball, and he will do nothing. So if you know you can cheat, and the people that run the sport do not care if you cheat, you will not be suspended. You will not be fined. You will not be punished in any way. You will have baseball media suck your toes. Then why wouldn't you do that? Of course you would. So I can't say they won't. They've done it before. All right, final point. Let's go now to Tuesday. What's an off day? Today's an off day. ALCS. So Game 3 is actually on Wednesday. So we're going to move to Wednesday here. Game 3, ALCS. Any advice? Do you have any advice to Bruce Bochy's Rangers as they head home, as they go back to their own ballpark for Game 3, up 2-0, best of 7 ALCS? So the answer is yes. We absolutely have some advice, and the advice is don't budge an inch. That's the advice here. You must continue to play with desperation. The way the Rangers have played has been great. They've been very crisp, surgical with the way they have performed here, performing an operation, but you have to continue to scratch and claw and do not get back home and all of a sudden it's like, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. We're up 2-0 and flex a little bit, start smelling yourself, and because you're not going to like what you smell. You're not going to like what you smell. And the reason I'm only at a 7.5 on the Maller scale of concern for the Astros, why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. 2 words. Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer. Those words should scare any real baseball fan. as he is a guy that will let you down. He hasn't pitched in over a month. Max Scherzer, shoulder problems. I don't trust the guy. I don't trust him. And maybe you do, and he could go out there and pitch 8 shutout innings. I wouldn't count on it because that guy, Scherzer, the last couple of years has been a shyster, a charlatan, a con artist. And Max Scherzer has been running his own bed and breakfast the last few years, Heartbreak Hotel for Max Scherzer. There's always something with his cat, and he always has somebody to blame. It's never his fault. It's always someone else's fault. And nevertheless, he goes out to the mound and starts leaking oil. Next thing you know, you run through your bullpen, and the Rangers, who are on a burner right now, right? They're doing the boogie-woogie. They're having a fine time, and all it takes is Max Scherzer going out there and delivering a barf bag, an Uber Eats barf bag, right there on the mound, and all those good vibrations change in one bad half inning if you give up 4 runs in the first, something along those lines. So while I am very happy that the Rangers have won both games, my new adopted team, my team, the Rangers in the American League, the Phillies are my National League team, and the Rangers are my American League team, and so I'm happy with the outcome right now. But you've got to spike. You must spike the a-holes. Remember, they are vermin. The Astros are vermin. You must go to the depths of the sewer to beat them.